Hi guys, welcome to Jeanette and her puzzles. Today I'm doing another puzzle haul video, which I think this is getting worse. Like I was supposed to do them every 2 months, and the last one I did in May, so it's basically been a month since my last puzzle haul video, but I genuinely got so many puzzles that I couldn't wait any longer. So here we are again with more puzzles. So every time I bring new puzzles home, I try to be really considerate of the space that I have, because I don't have that much. So I genuinely just bought one puzzle this time, like just one puzzle, and it hasn't even arrived yet. So I'm trying to be really good, I promise, like, you know, don't judge me please. You know, there's never enough puzzles, but I'm really trying hard not to get all the puzzles that I can. But anyway, what I did, I basically divided all the new puzzles into 3 sections. So I basically got the ones that I got from one friend, I've got the other section I got from the other friend, and I've got the ones that I exchanged. And obviously the ones that I bought, but I don't have this one with me yet. So enough chit chat, let's just move on to the first section. So the first section are basically the puzzles that I got from a friend of mine who's been very supportive of my channel since the beginning, and he basically just found some new puzzles and he was like, hey Jeanette, do you want to have them? And I'm like, hell yeah, you know, I'm never gonna say no to puzzles, but I'm planning to return them after I put them together, so I'm trying to be really good, I promise. But yeah, they're actually really nice, and one of them specifically is like probably one of the prettiest puzzles I've seen, so quite looking forward to doing that one. Okay, let me show them to you. So the first one is this 1000-piece puzzle from Puzzle. I don't know if that's a Slovenian brand, but it says it's made in Germany. This is placed in Slovenia, it's called Grad Otočec. I've never been, but it looks quite cute. And I think it's gonna be a bit similar to the Archaeological Museum of Seville, Spain that I had, because it's got the water and it's almost like the half of the puzzle is reflecting, which is basically almost like having 2 identical puzzles. It looks quite cute. Okay, so the next one I got is a 1000-piece puzzle from Schmidt, and it's called Movies Forever. This one is from the artist called Regata, and it's recreation of Michelangelo's creation of Adam. So it looks really cool. I didn't even get it in the beginning that it's not the actual painting. It's only when I looked closely I was like, oh, that's Marilyn Monroe. I'm like, cool. But yeah, it's basically a really fun puzzle. I'm a bit worried about all the background because it's quite like one color, so it could be a bit hard. But other than that, it looks like a fun puzzle to do. And on the back there's actually more puzzles from Schmidt collection. And I think I've seen one of them in the shop, so it seems like they're still selling them, which is quite cool. The last and my favorite puzzle that I got from him is a 1000-piece puzzle from Heye puzzle. And this puzzle is so pretty. It's worthy of the wall, let's just say that. Like, I would definitely put something like that on my wall. But I think it's gonna be probably quite hard to do because of all the blues. It's basically just one color. The title of this one is Stingray, and it's from Edition Alexander von Humboldt. I hope I said that right. This is probably one of the favorite puzzles of my entire collection. In the back we've got other puzzles as well from the same collection. And out of all of them, this is genuinely my favorite one because of the blues. I just love it so much. It's just the colors. Wow. I'm really looking forward to put it together, let's just say that. So this is the last puzzle of the first section, and now we're gonna be moving on to the next one. Okay, so before I move to the puzzles of the second section, let me just quickly explain how all of this came about, right? So I'm invited to this birthday party, and obviously I go there. And then the other friend of mine is also there, and he's like, I haven't seen him for ages, and he's like, oh Jeanette, hey, what's up, what have you been up to? And I'm like, oh, nothing much, you know, just YouTube, you know. And he's like, oh, so you're like an influencer? And I'm like, nah, just a content creator. And he's like, oh, what content are you creating? And I'm like, nothing much, you know, just puzzles. And he's like, oh, really? It's just interesting because I work in a toy distributing company, so we have a lot of sample puzzles that we normally give away. And if you want, you can come around and get some, you know. And I was just like, what? He'd be like, more puzzles for me? I'm like, obviously I said yes. So this is basically what happened, you know, and we actually agreed to meet up, and I go to his office and he's just like brings this massive box out, you know, And he's just like, okay, here are the puzzles, just go through them. And I'm like, well, how many can I take? And he's like, all of them if you want. And I'm just like, oh, there was like 15 to 20 of them, I don't know how many. And I'm just like, oh, I do want them all. I'm like, no, Jeanette, just chill. Like, you know, just take the ones that you really, really like. You know, you don't have so much space at home. So I was actually really good and I was going through them. So at the end I only took 5. Yeah, I think it's time for me to show them to you now. The first 3 puzzles I'm gonna show you are actually all from the same collection and they're really cute. The first one is this one. They're all 1000-piece puzzle. Well, actually they're really specific. So it's got 1024 pieces. And this is Stephen Wilkes' Day to Night. So if you can see, it goes from day to night. So some of them go up, some of them go from side to side. But yeah, this is the first one. I think this is Canada Day. Yeah, Canada Day 150. I actually already assembled this one and it's a really nice puzzle. The pieces are a bit smaller than with a normal 1000-piece puzzle and it's actually square, which is quite cool. But the shapes are very specific, which made it a lot easier to do, even though the sky was quite complicated. The next one, it's from the same collection, so Stephen Wilkes' Day to Night, and this one's got 1036 pieces, very specific, and the title is Eiffel Tower, Paris. So with this one, the same day to night goes from bottom to the top, the same as the previous one. I like the fact that there's a lot of green. I'm a little bit worried about the sky because there's quite a lot of dark, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that one too. And the last one from this collection is Venice. This one looks really pretty. This is my favorite one out of the 3. I think it's just because of the sky. It's not just one color sky, but it's got like, it goes everything from like light blue to dark blue and even purple and orange. Yeah, all of the puzzles are actually from Prime 3D. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, that's the company they work with, so. The next puzzle I got is actually very different to anything I have in my collection, and that's probably the reason I liked it so much as well. So here it is. It's from the same company, it's a 1000-piece puzzle from Prime 3D. And the title of this one is Thug for Life Bunny, and it's actually done by Banksby in London 2009. Unfortunately, there is no coordinates of why this was actually done because it's been painted over, but it's actually a really cool one. I'm slightly worried about the wall because it's basically, you know, one color, but let's see how it goes. I'm looking forward to doing it. It's really pretty. The last puzzle I got from this friend of mine, I could not resist getting because it's basically Harry Potter. I know. I mean, there were like 3 Harry Potter puzzles and I just took one. I think I did quite well. But basically, here it is. It's a 500-piece puzzle from Prime 3D and it's actually a 3D image. So this one was one of my favorites out of the 3. And yeah, it's got Hedwig on it and it's got Hogwarts on it. And the title is... I don't know what the title is, but I think it's going to be quite a cool puzzle to do. It's going to be probably quite similar to the one that I already done with dogs because it's the same 3D effect. I think it's going to be quite an easy solve because it's just a 500-piece puzzle and there's writing over it, so it's definitely going to help. But yeah, I'm really grateful for this friend of mine for giving me all the puzzles, and I'm going to link their company in the description down below so you can check them out. Moving on to the third section, and these are basically the puzzles that I exchanged. Obviously I can't show you the puzzles that I exchanged them with, but I will put the pictures in the video so you can see what I'm talking about. But anyway, all of this happened on Facebook, so we've got this puzzle exchange group in Slovenia. I posted all the pictures and people responded. It was actually quite cool. So let me show you all the puzzles now. So the first one is a 1000-piece puzzle from Ravensburger. And the title of this one is Windmill Country, and it's a really nice picture actually, and I exchanged this one for the Archaeological Museum of Seville, Spain, which was the Educa puzzle. I haven't done a video of that one, but I did post a finished image of it on my Instagram. But yeah, I basically made the exchange with the girl, and once I received the puzzle it was actually quite interesting because I was like, well, the box doesn't really fit properly. Like, I was like, what's going on? And I turn it around and the bottom is actually from Heye puzzle and from some cats puzzle collection. And I actually really like the puzzles. I really like this Egyptian cat. It made me Google more puzzles and made me want more new puzzles, but I didn't buy any. So the next one is a 1000-piece puzzle from Schmidt, and the title of this one is Fairytale Magic. And I exchanged this one for Disney's Alice in Wonderland, the one with the hidden images. This was actually done by post, so I had to pay a little bit to get it exchanged, but I really liked the design and I was like, wow, it's well worth it. It's basically getting a new puzzle for like £2, so I'm down for that. But really cute one. I think it's gonna be probably slightly harder because it doesn't have any specific sections. There's quite a lot of colours that keep repeating themselves, but it looks really magical and I really like it because of it. So it's actually quite cool exchange if you ask me. It's like Alice in Wonderland for Fairytale Magic. It works, it works. Okay, so the third puzzle I exchanged is actually Ravensburger exit puzzle, and I exchanged it for the other exit puzzle that I had. So basically what's the case is my sister really likes exit puzzles, right? And I think she's bought four of them so far, and they're all like the large account ones, so $7.59, because I think the other ones have around 350 pieces or something like that. And she was just like, well, if you're exchanging puzzles, could you ask like to exchange exit puzzle for other exit puzzles? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I go into that Facebook group and I'm like, hi, I really want to exchange exit puzzle for other exit puzzles. And there was one girl and she was like, hey, I've got some exit puzzles. And I'm like, great. So this is the new one. We actually already started working on it, so I don't even have a back of the box with me. This is the last puzzle I exchanged, and I think it's time for me to reveal the only puzzle I bought in this puzzle haul. Okay, so let me explain about this puzzle that I bought. So I open my Instagram and I scroll down through the feed, and then I see this QR puzzle. I'm like, oh my god, I really like this puzzle. It's some sort of like a lottery puzzle, I don't even know. It's like the $2 million puzzle, and every puzzle wins, so you can win anything from like $1, US dollars we are talking about, so anything from $1 to $1 million. And I was just like, this looks like a lot of fun. And the girl that wrote the post actually said that it's almost as hard as the crypt puzzle. It only has 500 pieces, so in my head it's like it cannot be that hard, but then on the other side crypt puzzle has like what, less than 700, so yeah, it probably can be that hard. But anyway, I was like, I really like this puzzle. It doesn't come with a picture, so I think you have to figure it out on your own how it goes together. I was like just opening the website and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna order this puzzle, and it only ships to the US, which is a little bit of a shame. But my brother-in-law has a friend in America and he agreed that I can send it to his address and then he's gonna forward it to me. So I'm gonna receive the puzzle. It's gonna take quite a long time, I think. I'm counting it's gonna take roughly about a month. I have no idea how long it takes for the postage to come from the US. So yeah, that's basically the mysterious puzzle. I'm really looking forward to it. So the $2 million puzzle by Mischief, and as soon as I get it, I'm genuinely gonna make a video out of it. Like, I don't even care what the schedule is gonna be, but as soon as this box comes through the door, I'm gonna shred it open and just like start putting it together. So today I'm adding 11 puzzles to my collection. Well, 12 if you count the Mischief puzzle as well, that's on the way. And that puts me to 36 puzzles in total in my collection, which is basically more than double of where I started. So if you wanna see how far I've gotten and how my collection got bigger, just check this video out next. Bye!